we've never taken issue with the fact that the Trump administration, like any administration coming into office, has the prerogative to review what's going on in the US government, not just with the foreign assistance budget, but writ large, and make sure it aligns with their policies, their priorities, and what was promised to the American people. When we first heard about the foreign aid review, we were not immediately concerned. The concern came later that week in relatively short order when the administration indicated that while they were doing this review, they would be pausing almost all of the existing programming. And they later kind of came back and said, okay, well, we didn't quite mean everything. We don't want to pause life-saving assistance. But I think it's a matter, it's a matter of definition. There's not a clear definition what's life-saving, what's not. So it caused mass confusion across the US government as to what could continue, what could pause. Programs that I think definitely most Americans would consider life-saving, food assistance, medicines, things like that, were put on stop, even though they'd already been paid for. So they were stopped in transit. I think there's stories you can certainly find of, medicines being locked in cabinets, food being held at port and going back. So, I mean, really, again, I think the administration has the prerogative to say, what are we doing? Make sure, do a good audit of it, but let's not halt everything and stop the progress in the midst of it. Because that also is not efficient. It's not effective and ends up costing taxpayers more money than if it had just continued and they'd been looking at it while it was ongoing.